Rose, and this is Untwist Your Stitches, my Flosstube channel about cross-stitching, quilting, crocheting, and all my other crafting endeavors. Today is September 8th, and this is Flosstube number 34. I am going to be showing you some sewing projects. I'm going to be showing you some finished objects, FOs. I'm going to be showing you some FFOs, which are no, I don't have any FFOs. I have what I personally call staffs, STAFF, which is start and fully finish. So let's get started with what I have to show you today. The first one is, this is Larkspar by Maurer-Stroh. It is one of her free pattern of the month, patterns for flower of the month. This was the one that I did for September. It is not September's flower, but it is the one that I chose as my interpretation of what September flower should look like. So this is Larkspar. It is on 14 count yellow, and I believe I used all of the DMC suggested colors. Then I did another one, which is October's flower. This is also an Maurer-Stroh pattern. It actually is the flower that she charted for October. Last month, for my one-of-a-kind Roxy Floss Co. fibers, I got some colors that I thought would work perfectly with this pattern. One of them was called Mazed and Confused, and the other one was called Cobb's Your Uncle. Also with those was called Hide and Seek. So the lighter color of yellow in this is this one. This darker color here is this one. And the medium color of green in the leaves is this one. The lighter color of green was from a previous one-of-a-kind club selections, and it is called Fiona, and that is this light green here, here, and the little bit there. So those were all Roxy Floss Co. one-of-a-kind flosses that I have received this year. And then the final change that I made was this. Oh, I'm not going to remember the dyer of these. Let me check real quick. Silks for You was the dyer. And the color is just, all it says on the tab is September 2021 Silk of the Month. And this is the orange that is used here to give the veins of the flower the orange color. The rest of what's in there, the dark green, the outline floss, those were all the DMC suggested colors. The center of the flowers also were the DMC. So it's a combination of what I picked and the suggested colors in this one. And that is going to be for October. It will go in my perpetual calendar that I've shown you a couple of times. The next thing that I am going to show you is I made this for myself. I have had my address book on 2 different computers, and both times when I moved, the addresses went away and I had to redo them. So this is my current address book. You know, I don't want to show you addresses, but it is what I do. I make these binders. They're the 5x8, so they're the mini binders, and I got the address pages off of Amazon. But I thought this was a beautiful fabric that I had in my stash, and I just liked it for what I need it to be. And that is next thing that I am going to show you is just a picture of the quilt that the quilt top that I'm currently working on. It's not finished, so I can't pick it up and show it to you. There's a couple of strips that still need to be sewn in that go in between the rows. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bump the table like that. Anyway, it is just going to be the quilt top. I'm not doing the binding on it or the quilting. There is a group of ladies at the local quilt shop that put together these quilts and donate them to kids that are in the foster system. And it is a quilt that's given to them when they first go into their new home. It is something that they can take with them no matter where they go. And it's a donation that the quilt shop makes. And my contribution is doing tops, and then there's ladies that will do the bindings, and then the quilt shop itself does the quilting. So that is what that is for. The next thing I'm going to show you are a couple of FOs. I had hoped to have this first one I'm going to show you fully finished, but the way I'm going to put it together, that board is not here. I'm waiting for it to be delivered, so I was not able to fully finish it. But so the next thing I'm going to show you is this pattern. It is a Dutch Treat Designs, and the designer's name is Claudia Dutcher. This pattern I received free from a fellow stitcher, and I just thought it was very pretty, very, very elegant. It is going to be a gift to a friend, and this is my version of it. The reason that I did it like this is her favorite color is burgundy, and I thought that this was a beautiful way of stitching this up. The variegated color is DMC 115. These are actually not white. They are I believe it's Gentle Arts, and it's called Cotton Candy. So they have kind of a pink tint to them. And the green was, what green did I use? It was an overdyed green, but I do not recall which one it was that I used. That's weird, because I just finished this weekend, but I can't remember the name of that green. Oh well, I will put it in the description underneath the video if you want to know what green I used. But that is that, and I will get it finished and gifted to my friend sometime this week. So before I gift it, I'll do a short video showing, oh, excuse me, showing you how I finished it. And also the quilt top. I'll try to do both of those in a short video so that you can see the finished piece. The next one that I finally finished, I went back to it because it was just so close. I couldn't wait for it to come through the rotation again. And that is my Raven Queen by Nora Corbett with the Mourning tree. And I did a combination of these two. And I am so happy with how this turned out. I stitched, oh, this one here, I forgot to tell you, I'm sorry. This was just a 16 count gray Ada that I used on this one. Back to Nora Corbett. This is my finished piece. And I think she came out gorgeous. I love it. Everything about it just so good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a black frame, probably with some kind of vine or carved design in the edge of it to set this off the way that I want it to. So this might take a little while for me to fully finish because it's got to be the perfect frame. I've worked too hard on it for it not to be. But there she is. All of the beads. I'm in love with her. She really came out great. Okay, so those were all of my finishes, and oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm sorry. These first two that I showed you were starts and fully finishes. This is what I call my staff. Start and fully finish. So that's why I don't call them FFOs, which is fully finished object, because I did it in from start to finish, I just did the whole thing. Okay, so the other things that I worked on was my, these are my whips, works in progress. The first one I'm going to show you is One Nation. This was started last year for my 60th birthday as part of all the patriotics that I did last year. I worked on it from the 7th to the 10th of every month, and this is the last of those patriotics that I had started last year. And I am excited to show you. This is a 16 count hand dyed. I did this as a tea dye. It was kind of a, I believe it was a antique white to begin with, and then I tea dyed it. So what I worked on this time was the names, was the stripes in the flag, and it's the names of each state as it entered into the Union. You will notice down here where New Jersey is different red from these other states. And the reason for that is New Jersey was one of the states that I have lived in throughout my life. And I wanted to designate that in a way so that I personally would know which states. It's just my way of customizing it, let's say. The white is Gentle Arts Oatmeal. The dark red is Weeks Dye Works Turkish Red. And then this color here is DMC 106. So that is how far I got this time, and I am so excited for the way it is coming together. I love this. This is such a great pattern, and it'll look fantastic on my patriotic wall once I get it done. Is there anything else I needed to tell you about that one? I don't think so. It's by ByGone Stitches. The other thing that I have worked on is my Christmas cottage. Heaven and Earth Design charted it. It is a picture by Dona Gelsinger, the artwork. It is on 16 count gray Aida, soft gray Aida, or soft dove. I think it's soft dove. And it is done with all of the suggested DMC that it was charted at. I did finish a page this time and started into another one. I got about, I'm not sure if I'm quite halfway through the continuing page. I think I'm pretty close though. So let's scoot back a little bit. And here is and the area that I worked in is right here by where the gate opens. There were a few stitches right through here that I needed to finish for this page, or I guess it was out here farther. Anyway, there were a few stitches out here that I needed to finish, and then I got into the post, and the end of the page should be about right here, I believe. It goes into this next. But yeah, so I'm so happy with the progress that I am making on this. I don't remember exactly how many pages I finished this year yet, but I have 13 left to go, and that includes the one that I'm working on right now. And hopefully by this time next year, this will be a completed work, because I am so working on this every month, at least 1 week, until it's finished, because I want that to be finished and hung, and it's just, it's my focus. I hear other floss tubers talk about their focus. That is my focus, and it will not. You'll be seeing it every month until it is finished. So, is there anything else that... No, those are the only things I worked on. With the quilting and the book that I made and finishing the flowers and everything, that is what I have worked on this month to for my stitching. So, I'm going to have some new starts, but not in the month of September. For the month of September, my plans are to get out my the pumpkin carving under the moon. What is the name of that one? I'll put it in the description box. Anyway, it's the thing I'm doing for my grandson, and I want to get it finished so that my husband can take it with him when he goes down to California in October, and then that way it won't have to be shipped. I won't have to worry about it getting messed up or anything, but I will show it to you before it goes with my husband. But that is that's one thing that I'll be working on. I also have Zuka that I need to pull out and get some work on. And the other one is to get back to some of my sheep virtues. It's been a while since I stitched on them just because of the way things fell. I didn't have time for them, and I had the Home Sweet Home was not a planned stitch, so it taking up a week of my time kind of put my rotation into a little bit of flux, but it's my rotation, so if I want to throw one in just because, I can do that. And I'm happy that it was able to be finished and it will be gifted to my friend. She's a realtor and they're opening a new office, and I thought that would be really sweet for her to have either behind her desk or setting on a shelf somewhere. But I thought it'd be really nice for her to have for her new office. So those are my plans. They may change, but hopefully not. And I'll get done what I'm hoping to get done. So the next thing we're going to look at is my postal prizes. Lots of people call this haul. For me, living in rural Idaho, most of my haul comes in as through the post office. So let's give a look to September's one-of-a-kind Roxy Floss Co. Club. Starting on the end here in the light yellow, it is called Frozen Lemonade. Next to it is Mango Tango, Sour Slushy, Perfect Pistachio, Triple Berry, Sundae, and Mint Chip. So those are my September Roxy Floss Co. Unfortunately, this will be the last of the one-of-a-kind for me because they have had to close down all of their clubs and restart them due to the situation with how they have to go through with the tariffs. And I am not going to re-sign up for the one-of-a-kind because they've put it into a Patreon. Other thing that I got was I bought some things off Etsy. I fell in love with the Wordy Birds. However, I did not find out about them until after the, I think it was a club or a subscription or whatever. I did not find out about them until after that was already closed. So I've been purchasing the Wordy Birds individually off the Etsy account. So I have January, February, March, come on, April, May, and the last two that I purchased, I didn't, these were all downloads. These were all PDFs. The last two that I purchased, I did not realize I had purchased the, for them to be sent to me through the mail. I thought they were the PDFs like the other ones, but obviously I chose the wrong tab, which doesn't matter. The difference in pricing was not that big of a deal, and it's fine. So I also have June and July. So those will be next year's vacation to it. I definitely won't be doing the words. I'll move the border up, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it, but it will be slightly different from how this is. But this will be next year's So 2026's monthly stitch that I do. The other thing that I ordered was another patriotic, Freedom and Courage. And the last thing I purchased off Etsy, that was also, the Freedom and Courage was also a PDF. This one was an older chart. What I want to do is I want to take out Harvest Blessings. I am going to take out some of the vine here and move the bird closer and just do the basket and the bird. And I'll probably take this twig and put it over here somewhere. Or maybe just take it out altogether. I don't know. But I'm definitely not doing the words, and I am going to bring the bird closer. But I thought that was very pretty and would be a beautiful fall project. So we'll see how that goes when I get it into my rotation. And finally, the last thing that came in the post was I participated in Laura Stitching by the Shore. It is she does a artist trading card exchange several times during the year. And this last one was supposed to be the theme for it was two of the four elements, and the two elements were air and water. This was one that I got, and I love it because this goes on my patriotic wall with all my other patriotic stitching. And the flag was modified. Oh boy, can I not talk. The flag was modified from Chelsea and Me Flag Day pincushion, and the wind was modified from Prairie Schooler number 149 November. But I love it. So this was, air, wind, whatever you want to call that element. And I had done two pieces and sent them in. So I received two cards in exchange. And this one would be the water theme, which I thought was very cool that I got one of each. From Design 9, page 48, by Cross Stitch for the Earth. And the element obviously is water. But isn't that beautiful? And the way that she finished it with the paper behind just really set off her stitching beautifully. Now I don't know the people that stitch these, so I don't want to say their names without their permission, but they were just part of the exchange from Laura from Stitching by the Shore. All right. I forgot to choose my suggestions for Flosstubes to watch. So just off the top of my head, some of the Flosstubes that I've been watching recently. This morning, actually, when I was eating my breakfast, I watched The Stitching Owl, Karen. She is from Canada. Last night when I was doing my stitching, I watched Rose Crafty Corner. Those girls are Kylie and Rolanda, and they are from Australia. I also watched Just Keep Stitching, Pam and Steph. I believe Saturday, Two Tall Stitchers. That was their, how they showed the things that they had entered in their local fair and what the comments were about them, and also what ribbons they got, if they got ribbons. Who else have I watched lately? Those are the only ones I can think of right off the top of my head. Why can't I think of any other stitch? Of course, there's always Cross Stitch the Globe. Stephanie does many, many different videos, and they're all very well received. Some are very informative, some are just fun. I'm sorry, I can't think of any others, but those are my suggestions for this month. And then that brings us to the end of my Flosstube. So we will see you in October. And oh, before I go, floss, paper, scissors, I will also suggest to you, because I am wearing Catherine's chicken shirt that she made and I bought off of her website. Is that not just, are they not just the most adorable things you have ever seen? And I also, I'm pretty sure I showed you both of these things last month because they had come in just before I was filming, but also the tote that I bought from her. And that is what I'm keeping my patriotic stitching in. And so currently it is One Nation is in this bag. So I don't think that I have anything else to talk to you about. I will be back next month, and happy stitching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and maybe you got some inspiration or some stash enhancement suggestions to go along with. But thank you for joining me. I know there are many, many floss tubers out there, and taking the time to come and see me and spend time with me, I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. Have a nice month, and I will see you in October. Bye.